Hello, good morning all. Generally I come on Sundays and do a bit of a recording for my story time with JAP. Since you're all enjoying your Christmas holidays, I thought I would share a few more stories and make you enjoy the Christmas break. With that, we are getting to today's story. Shall we? That's it. Welcome to Story Time with JAP. Now we are going to talk about a folk tale from Nigeria. There was a king who ruled Calabar. Calabar is the capital of Nigeria, and he was a peace-loving king. He never wanted any kind of war with any other country. And it was possible for him because he had a magical drum. If he beats a drum in a particular fashion, he will get whatever food, whatever drinks he wanted, he would get. So if any neighboring king came for a war, this king would beat the drum in a typical way, get palm wine. You know what are palm trees? Trees that will have no branches in the trunk, only at the top. They are called the palm trees. See, now one thing, coconut is a kind of a palm tree, coconut palm. So palm wine you would get, and you would also get yam. Yam, it's a kind of a vegetable, a form of root. You might have seen the elephant feet yam. We'll see that here. So he used to get a lot many things and feed all his enemies. And the enemies would go back contented. Remember? Content and content. Content means whatever is inside. What is the content of the book? That's content. Contented means satisfied. Alright. So the enemies would go satisfied. Contented, they would go back. So there was no war. That was a magical drum the king had with him. The king was a very, very rich king. He had the habit of inviting all the countrymen and even animals for grand dinners. And he used to beat the drum, used to get whatever he wanted. Every animal, hippopotami, hippopotami is the plural of hippopotamus. Hippopotami, antelopes, leopards, all animals also used to join the grand dinner. And those were different days. Animals were friendly with one another. You know the difference between one another and each other? If we have only two, then it is each other. They killed each other. And they were friendly with one another. Animals and men, they were friendly with one another. So, the king was leading a very, very happy life. People as well as animals, they were all very envious of the king. He had 50 queens, and through them he had many children, and he was very happy. Every human being, every animal wanted that drum. They wanted to somehow snatch it away from the king. And one day, one of his daughters, along with her mother, one of the queens, went for a walk. And it so happened that they went beneath the tree. And there was a tortoise. You know tortoise? Yeah, one of the slowest animals. Was on a tree which dropped a nut. And the little girl wanted to eat the nut, and she asked her mother. And the mother did not know that it belonged to the tortoise, took the nut and gave it to her little daughter. The tortoise saw this. You know, like every other animal, the tortoise also wanted the drum. So, naturally, the tortoise made a big issue out of that, and the tortoise made a palaver. Palaver means make a mount out of a molehill. You know the meaning of mount out of a molehill. The tortoise started making a palaver and said, you have stolen my food. And the queen said, all right, if you think so, I'll take you to my husband. And you take whatever you want. And the tortoise went along with the queen to the king. And the king offered so many things. And the tortoise said, no. I want only the drum. The king thought, all right, let me give it. Because this tortoise is eyeing on it. And therefore I have to give. He gives. He didn't make a palaver. He gave the drum. You know, there was something special about the drum, something else, which he did not share with the tortoise. What was it? It's that the owner of the drum, if he steps over a stick or sleeps on a wooden cot, it will not be a question of the owner getting food, but 300 Egmos. Egmos are, a tribe actually, but it also means some kind of evil force. 300 Egmos will come, will beat up anybody and everybody around the drum. This secret the king did not share with the tortoise. The tortoise was very happy, went to his home, shared the drum with his wife and children, and they had food immediately, and every now and then they started having food. So within 3-4 days, the tortoise became very fat, all of them. The entire family became very fat. Fine. The tortoise also wanted to show off to the entire city that he has become so rich. And so what he did, he invited all the animals and all the people, all the citizens of the country for a grand dinner. Many laughed. He thought, this poor tortoise, how is he going to feed? They didn't know that the drum was now with the tortoise. The king knew. Everybody went. Those who went, they all got rich food. And they intimated the friends that tortoise has become very rich. And tortoise was so happy that he started drinking palm wine in plenty. And one such day, he went, had a lot of palm wine, and unknowingly, he jumped over a stick that was lying on the
flow. Already that's a condition. The juju, juju means the magic. The juju would be broken. A part of the juju was broken. He didn't know that. He already jumped over the stick. Then he went home. Surely he was fully drunk. And he slept on a wooden cot. And in the morning, when the entire family felt hungry, he took out the drum and started beating. When he started beating the drum, instead of getting food, he found the 300 eggmen coming out and beating up the tortoise and his family. They were all badly beaten up, and the tortoise was quite surprised. But still, the tortoise was not a good-natured one, and therefore the tortoise started thinking, why not I call the entire city and get them beaten up by these eggmen? So once again, he called for a dinner, called everybody, except the king. Everybody went. And knowing pretty well, the tortoise told his family members to go into the house, beat the drum and ran up. 300 eggmen came out and beat up all the guests who were inside. Very badly bruised. They were wounded. That is all. That is been the 300 eggmen beat up the entire village. And the villagers got very angry, and they fought with the tortoise. And tortoise went over to the king. He decided that this is not my cup of tea. You know the meaning of cup of tea? It's not my share. So saying, the tortoise went over to the king and told him to accept the drum back, and in its place gives any other gift. The king consented. Consented. Consent means agreeing. Consented means agreed. So the king consented to accept. He gave his consent, accepted the drum back, and gave him 50 slaves and lot of food for the tortoise. There ends the story for this week. Thank you. See you tomorrow. Tomorrow also we'll be seeing something else. Bye.